Good morning. This is Pastor Mark Hendricks of Jasper Pentecostal Church. It's Wednesday, August 18th, and I'm up on the slope of Mount Colin, overlooking the Moberly cabin ruins in the grassy patch down below, the Athabasca River, and the Athabasca Valley, and across from me you can see the peak of Pyramid Mountain and the Palisades Cliffs. Let me just show you around. It's turning out to be a nice day here in Jasper. The forecast was for cloudy and overcast, but it's mostly clear. It's a blue sky with tinges of white wispy clouds. That's the upper Palisades directly behind me. And then further to the north is Chetamon Peak and the Snaring Valley. And this little peak here is Morrow Peak. And then Hawk Mountain. Mount Colin behind me. Beyond that is Roche Bonhomme and the Colin Range. And up here you can see Signal Mountain, and then just behind it, the higher peak is Takara. And then to the south is Mount Edith Cavell. You can see a bit of snow on it now, but not much at this time of year. The Athabasca River that runs back towards Jasper, runs up towards Jasper. And then the lower Palisades and Whistler's Mountain and Indian Ridge, back toward the Pyramid Mountain and the Palisades. And again, down below here is the Moberly cabin ruins. That was the home of Ewan Moberly and his family in the late 1800s, early 1900s. And they farmed this small patch here. And Ewan and his brother John, who lived on the other side of the river, they were guides for this area and trappers and fur traders. Sadly, when Jasper became a national park, the Moberlys had to leave. They were evacuated and given a place to live near Grand Cache, I understand. But we have their homestead cabins left to remind us about them, and some of the places in the park are also named after the Moberlys. Métis, First Nations settlers in this area. About this Sunday, I plan to speak from Leviticus chapter 25 about caring for land. In that chapter, the Lord God is speaking to Moses at Mount Sinai, long before they actually enter the Promised Land, before the Israelites enter the Promised Land, and he gives them instructions, he gives them commands about how they should care for the land that they will possess. And God gives them specific instructions about how they should take care of their land that God is giving them. And one of the instructions is that every 7th year they should give the land a Sabbath or a rest. And so that way the land will have time to renew. So I'm going to be speaking from that passage about caring for land. What does that have to say about us and our land, our country, our park? What does God desire for us about the land that we inhabit? So that's what I'll be speaking about this Sunday. Let me give you another view of this beautiful landscape. I came out here on the Overlander Trail, a historic trail that has been here for a long time, but now a popular trail for bikers and hikers on this side of the river. I want to show you the Moberly Cabin ruins here. Oh, I was mistaken. It's John Moberly that resided here. John Moberly family's homestead. John Moberly and his family lived here until 1909. Once a year they made the trek to Edmonton to sell furs and get supplies. Without any roads, this 3-month trip was an adventure. The name Moberly is well known in this area. John's father Henry was a chief factor for the Hudson's Bay Company, his uncle Walter a railway surveyor, and his brother Ewan an outfitter who homesteaded across the river. In 1989, an illegal campfire burned one of the buildings. Let me just take you around. You can see the charred remains on the back side of the cabin. There's remains of a larger building. And then over here is another building. There you have it, the John Moberly cabin on the Overlander Trail.